So I'm gonna do it on my. I'm gonna do this, pardon me, on my recorder, and it may be a long stretch one. And this is not my other phone. I'm still trying to work it out. How I can put my recorder along with recordings, with visual, but you hear my recording. Get out of my phone because it's jumping. So in this recording, my words could sound blurred, or you not hear a word. They're in my phone. Get out of my phone. And that being said, God not going to force us to have a consciousness to him when he gave consciousness that can't be denied in it being a true realization of he in which he is that be. You can deny it in it of a reality. See, realities is from realization, and realization, some say, come from reality of the thing that's real. But the realization of the thing is that it came from it of a reality in the thing in which it is in existence. He is that be real God. So in any aspect of it being of four aspects he be, it is conscious in consciousness that we live by. Get out of my fucking phone. I'm not playing with you and shit. You nothing of God. You think anytime the word coming for God of being using one or one to hear from God of he still may use one or something you think to detestably profane defile it shows that fruit of three witnesses you're nothing of God. That's why I did what I had to in the churches of my judgment and punishment, came out of it in the set appointed time of purpose and did not go back because your fruit was just what I told you I would do all God say so the world see that you were not nothing of him. You all that dance around, flop around, fall out, give a hoop and holler, your fruit says nothing that it is truly of God. And you thought to decept and deceive of deceptiveness of deceptive people to deceive the world and the four here that would have reached around the world, some manner of it being, that would have reached, I said, around the world in some manner of it being, because of it being he is God, and in it Adam replenished the earth to Cain his son, but from Adam's right of it I said, but from Adam's right of it of his father Lucifer that was on a high mount that's even written in the Bible when it's Enoch and gonna be not, it says, because you go off of the mount, that there's texts of ancient that tells of it in the other Bible, the Pickleful, the judicial encyclopedias of the letters from A to Z, which I studied all of it, and there's another book of it then. And it then, though, said what I'm saying is that if one ought to be not conscious to anything in the breath unlimited of his, that in any unlimited moment of his breath of one having the lying, if one even act as if in the pathological liar to that in the psychological one, and which would be even social psychological one or pathological as said one. Consciousness is there because even in it being that one would try to deny, they didn't have consciousness to truth, they would be lying because the breath of is, and he being the breath, he is truth. And he's no respecter nor partial to any, and he convicts all in the right of things, and in the wrong of earth is yet still in the right of things of all, and he being truth of all right. He convicts even when evil could be there, one thinking or one going to act on the thinking. Consciousness is there of the truth of the right of the thing to do. So none will be getting out of anything of his breath unlimited at any time acting as if they didn't have consciousness of anything whatsoever at all. Because even in it, the one that's supposed taken in flesh and blood, the dumb, God say of their book, the dumb belong to him. And he says in giving of an order that is learned by being taught. At 7, we begin to be judged and we're answered to the sin. Before those in it coming to 7, of the 7 years previous to getting to the seventh year, they are trained by God in consciousness by Him Himself of order is to assistance of them even here by angels or Satan's devil, demons, jinns of His. But they won't be able to say in consciousness of a decision of choice of good and evil, they weren't convicted in consciousness to do the good thing. That is the right thing because all are conscious, even the insane, the four of them and all of them. Conscious to that even he is, that God he be, they say they serve, they don't serve at all. Look at the world in a new one we're in and all they still think to do and thinking it's still my birthright, my identification, and my existence is of possessions and sanity and they're consciously convicted every time I wrap that noose they put around their own neck, a little tighter, by the truth of me given that says, in the truth of it being, the great seals can't be broken. It's a woman on Richmond and Virginia, and it being of Virginia is the first in territory, have 12 after it, and the 13 together of it is the United States of America. The natural person is noble, sovereign, and royal, it says of the Webster, in a state that is a natural person. It is a natural woman that's on the Great Seal of Richmond and Virginia, and in their own hypocritical line material of Google, it tells you that the woman in which it is a woman with the breast showing of it being is a woman, a real woman with the breast showing, and those hats as to the Great Seal of Richmond of on a horse she have one on. They of their own pervertedness, of their own blasphemy, yet in it God say he'll use an ass. They are an ass, speaking with a man's voice. And again, on their own material of Google, it tells you that the woman with one breast showing is Virtus of Rome, which is true, of Europe that it be, and being of a woman in it of being Maidenhead back to England of it being is that in reference to Europe or Rome of it being which would be Adam in which is Pocahontas' grandfather, Matoka great-grandfather, and Bertha's great-great-grandfather, and Richmond of the Great Seal in the Bible, it is when he's Jacob that is Adam, Jacob that is name changed to Israel, that is Adam, that is Jesus, put his great seal around Pocahontas' neck that can't be broken of his son, right, Cain, that is Jehovah, that is her father. In it of her father, he was saying, right, of a firstborn out of the matrix, first to be born out of the womb, your birthright stands in the 3, it be of my wife, my mother before, and my daughter after your mother, and father, it be, will not nail man be able to take your birthright. I'm putting it around your neck. And Jacob is saying that is Israel, that is Adam, that is Jesus, great seal around her neck in that Bible. And I have shared it many innumerable times. The birthright of the woman is in their Bible, the last book. You find her birthright. They tried to hide spooky, strange, spiritual, and profane, defiled, detestable heretics of lunatics of the statewide and church they claim heretics, which federally is treason. The lunatic, he say, the dumb is his because still he give consciousness, though they are lunatic, to right and wrong. That last book have the woman with her right in it. She victory of having in it. It be going to the wilderness, conquer the red dragon of it being of the spiritual realm. Don't fuck with my fucking recording. It paused again. It's right again. I said in that last fucking book, and she defeating the red dragon. She is clothed with the sun that represent man. That is in Malachi. He is the son with medicine under the wing. And Malachi is Jehovah. That is Ishmael. That is Cain. That is her father, Pocahontas. She is known in the native Indian of his grandmother, Virginia. She is Tamar in the Bible, Makkah, Pocahontas, in which he gives to Peter, in which is David, in which it is known of it that killed multitudes for God. He is also on the elder side of the elder in David's. He is Caesar, Jesus the first, Lucifer's son. He gave her birthright by it in front of it in celebration of the festival known as orgy. It would be of her and a right of her own of her mother Esther, given it in festivity of the time of their Bible and their orgies, but not in a perversion that the younger side thought to turn it into. That is an ancient text that they thought to seduce the elders off the mount, the youngers. By the festivity was then perverted, and it said all kinds of manner of sexual perversion is going on at the bottom of the mount. The two what be of it in aspects of it being a family came to one when Peter Adam is allowing that she go to the bed chamber, but not to be raped. She don't want to be raped and asks him when he's Ammon, but he also known Hammon in the Bible, but Ammon. She asks him not to do it, but go to her grandfather again and get permission to have her virginity, and her fourth cousin seen as a stranger. He did not abide in the truth and would have been convicted, though lunatic as his father in